Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. So Nicki Minaj and David Guetta, OK, has been seemingly registered on Shazam, meaning that the song could be gearing up for a possible release. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, I gotta re-listen to the OK snippet, but I'm here for Nicki Minaj getting back in her pop bag. You know, I've said it before plenty of times that I don't feel like hip-hop culture fully appreciates Nicki Minaj. So I don't mind her doing another Super Bass or Starships era, okay? Even on the Queen album, you know, my favorite song on that album, one of my favorite songs, not my favorite, but like top 5 favorite, was Run and Hide, okay? And that's basically like a pop song. You know, it's not super popular, but that was one of my favorite songs on the Queen album. I like when Nicki Minaj sings, so I'm here for it. Now, Azalea Stanks won't leave Nicki Minaj alone. Maybe Nicki got to get a restraining order. She said that, scratch off, don't you dare engage in any more of this weak poison Nicki is throwing at you. I cried watching her demoralize you over things you have no control over. Don't let Nicki's manipulation cross up the gifts you have to offer by responding to the sneaky ways in which she sets stuff up. Look at the City Girls. JT just dropped a lazy bootleg Renaissance cover art album with 100% skips. Wait, what? She said JT dropped a lazy bootleg Renaissance cover art? Wow. Carisha cannot form a clever rap idea or identity to save her life. Sukihana's diss record is better than JT's record. And to be effing Lil Uzi Vert and him clearly not helping her says a lot. And change your name back to Mulatto. These dumb ASSAJW don't know what they be mad at. Lotto is simply an abbreviation for mulatto. That right there should show how stupid a culture that allows rampant use of the word NIG, you know the rest, yet has a problem with mulatto. While Kendrick Lamar desperately tries to strip Champagne Thickums of his blackness, but has no problem with the Igloo saying she's gonna beat him like a runaway slave master. Until hip-hop denounces the N-word entirely, it has no right to chastise you. Do not walk in the trap, sis. Little do you know that she may have set that trap for you. Goodness gracious, Nicki Minaj get blamed for everything. Now she's telling Scratch Off to change her name back and don't beef with Nicki Minaj when Scratch Off chose to beef with Nicki Minaj. I know Miss Stanks is probably typing her next long paragraph on Instagram, you know, on her laptop, probably near a homeless shelter. But at the end of the day, Scratch Off decided to put her 2 cents in when Nicki Minaj was complaining about the scammies and how Super Freaky Girl should be in the same category as Low Energy. And she was right, okay? Because at the end of the day, she wasn't even singing on Super Freaky Girl. Low Energy, they're singing on it, yet it was in melodic rap. So I don't understand how Nicki gets blamed for everything, you know, especially when it comes to female rap. But I think Nicki, to end this narrative that Nicki Minaj don't like any female rappers or she don't like when female rappers succeed, I think she should do a heavy on it concert and invite some female rappers to perform. Scratch Off can stay at home since she can't chart. So there's nothing for Scratch Off to perform, so unfortunately she won't be invited. But I do feel like she can invite Bia, Malibu Mitch, JT, even though they might not be on the best of terms, Icespxce, you know, Doja Cat, and heavy on it artists to change the narrative for Nicki Minaj. Icespxce, now you got to come to the front of the congregation. We got to address this. Icespxce is currently being called out by her hairstylist for forcing her hairstylist to make Nicki Minaj wigs, okay? And then not paying the hairstylist. I'm like, Icespxce, I know you're not selling no records, but this is unacceptable, okay? Now, I get it. You know, you wanted to copy Nicki Minaj. A lot of the female rappers do. Cardi B already took one of Nicki Minaj's hairstylists, Tokyo, a few years ago, okay? This is when the hate train started. And so I understand that you were inspired by Nicki Minaj, but you know damn well you should be paying your hairstylist, okay? That's unacceptable. I don't care if you're selling records or not. Pay them. Now, fans are calling out Doja Cat. They said, I think Doja intentionally cultivates a white fan base, as we've seen, because she knows she's not good enough to be in black music spaces. Yikes. Like, white crowds have an air of unseriousness that she capitalizes on, so she can just play it off as she's being a kooky, crazy girl. Interesting. But I'm going to have to disagree with that, though. I don't feel like she thinks that she's not good enough to be in black spaces. Doja Cat is mixed, and I just think that she relates more to her white side than she does to her black side, because at the end of the day, she's not really close to her father, and I think that is ultimately caused her to view, you know, black people, especially black men, in a negative light. Okay? So I think that's basically the reason why, you know, she tends to move towards her whiter side than she does to her black side. I don't think it has anything to do with her not feeling accepted, because I feel like black people definitely have accepted Doja Cat. She just don't like the black culture like that. She profits off of it, but I don't think she really generally likes the black culture like that. Wow. Botch and Bitter is getting humiliated. So her single with Rob49 did 270 streams on Paolify after 2 days. Then it did 170 streams. And then allegedly yesterday it did 98,000 streams. Okay, which is not good for Botch and Bitter. And not only that, this single is not even top 5 on iTunes. I was looking through iTunes to see if it was charting, and it's not even top 50 on iTunes. I was like, oh my goodness, this is embarrassing. Botch and Pregnant might be going through a humiliation ritual. Okay, maybe Titanic is showing people her real numbers without the bots as a humiliation ritual before her album come out. I mean, that's the only thing I could really think of. I'm like, there's no way that they allowing Botch and Bitter to put out a new single and only do 98,000 in streams. There's no way that they will release these numbers. So it has to be, you know, a humiliation ritual, you know, so that way when she release her album and she do decent sales, it will look like she's having a good comeback era. Okay, that the people love her again, you know, because at the end of the day, I just can't see them allowing her to flop like this. This has to be some sort of humiliation for Cardi B. There's no way they would allow this to ever come to the light. Now, moving on to Angel Reese. She is a WNBA player. This is what she had to say about certain female rappers performing if she ever hosted SNL.
Hosting SNL, who would you want as your musical guest?
Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Lotto, Glorilla, all the girls.
Period.
Now, as we remember, Angel Reese, she was in the Put It in the Trash music video with Botch and Bitter, and a lot of fans were talking about this video where her friend was playing Pound Town 2 remix, and how she moved out the camera because she don't like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj's verse started playing in the Pound Town 2 remix, and she moved out the camera because she is showing an alliance towards Botch and Bitter and scratch off, okay? Now, what is really interesting is that Angel Reese used to like Nicki before she started hanging out with Scratch Off. When she first joined the WNBA, she posted a picture saying, all that rah-rah never was the icon issue. Magazines, I'm covering the icon issue. Vogue, I got real issues, okay? Which is her quoting Nicki Minaj's song with Tyga called Dip. And now it seems as though she don't mess with Nicki again. You know, this was just earlier this year. You know, maybe Scratch Off was in her ear telling her, you know, not to like Nicki Minaj. But ultimately, I think it's just her way of showing loyalty to Scratch Off and Botch and Bitter, okay? Because they put it in the trash music video. So that's her way of showing loyalty. Now, moving on from that, Mamushi by Megan Thee Stallion rises 2 spots on Global Payola to a new peak at number 39 with 2.17 million streams. Okay, so congratulations to Megan on that. Now, fans want Queen Bee to put Kamala in a sacred ad, doing a silk press, and announce her endorsement for her immediately. Wow. Okay. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, I do remember Queen Bee endorsing, you know, Hillary, and then also endorsing Obama. So maybe she'll do that, but I don't think it would be a smart idea for her career. You just got the Caucasians back on your side. I definitely don't think the country audience would be here for Queen Bee endorsing any political party, especially Kamala. I remember when she was getting very political during the formation era. Y'all remember that? And people were telling fans to boycott Queen Bee, and you know, she got dragged through the mud, and I think that's one of the reasons why she lost a lot of her Caucasian fan base. And she just got them back with the Cowboy Carter era and the Renaissance era. So I feel like, you know, it wouldn't be a smart idea for her to endorse anybody. But Queen Bee's grown. She could do whatever she want to do. And to be quite honest, it would be a really good marketing idea, in my opinion. So let me know how y'all feel about that. So next, Botch and Bitter is now the female rapper with the most RIAA certifications, surpassing Nicki Minaj. It has been reported that Cardi B has 107 million RIAA certification singles. Nicki Minaj has 106 million. Doja Cat has 58 million and Megan has 42 million. Okay, I definitely don't believe this. I think that Nicki probably hasn't updated all of her certifications, but I highly doubt, especially with Botch and Bitter's recent music and stats, that she has surpassed Nicki Minaj. Okay, I think that this is just another ploy and distraction from the fact that Botch and Bitter's recent singles have been flopping on the charts. Okay, the Wannabe remix flopped. The song with Rob 49 flopped. The Shakira single flopped. The Peso Pluma single flopped. So this is all a distraction from all her flop singles. So now they trying to say she surpassed Nicki Minaj. Do you think I'm Boo Boo the Fool? Do you really think I believe this? Stop. Now moving on to the Princess of Pop. You know, that's what people are saying in the streets, that Sabrina Carpenter is the new Princess of Pop. Icespxce has sold over 3 million units in the US. It becomes the first female song to reach this milestone in 2024. So congratulations to Sabrina Carpenter. Well deserved in my opinion, because I do like Icespxce, and it was a hit single. It was a bop. So, you know, Sabrina Carpenter deserves, you know, her tens for this. Congratulations. Now, moving on to Icespxce. Icespxce is doing promo with Paris Hilton, another PR stunt, to promote her new album, Y2K. Okay? My whole thing with Icespxce is Paris ain't hot no more. Okay? Why can't you call up somebody that's a little bit more relevant to the industry? I mean, you could have called up at least Kim K. Paris Hilton is washed. Okay? So this is not a good look. If I was you, if you want to appeal to the Caucasians, you need to call up Kim K. Do another song with a chart obsessed racist. You took a picture with Billie Eilish. Why didn't you have her promote? Since y'all cool. I mean, having Paris Hilton promote your album, I don't think is going to increase the sales. I'm sorry, because she washed up. No shade. Like, nobody is checking for, that's hot. Like, nobody's checking for that no more. And I get it. It goes with the theme, because Paris was hot in the early 2000s, but she ain't hot no more. Okay? She's not hot now. So, if I was you, I would call up Doja Cat, Billy, the chart obsessed races. If you need influencers, Kim K. You could have called up Zendaya, anybody other than Paris. Paris not hot no more. It just don't make sense. This is a big fat L on your part. Just like that art cover. It just dumb. It don't make no sense. Who is your team? And then getting with Central C, even a bigger L. I mean, Central C is hot in the UK, but in the US, I don't think he is as hot, in my opinion. Now, moving on to Donkey of the Day. Chris Mayweather and Yellow Beezy reportedly hit with a $50 million lawsuit after 4 men alleged that they were assaulted by Chris's entourage during a meet and greet. Now, according to the court documents, it was his alleged security that initiated the assault, okay, which Chris low-key would be responsible for. I guess one of the people there that had been at the meet and greet, he had past issues with. But they tried to congratulate Chris, and the security guard that Chris had was like, oh, you used to have issues with that one, okay? And that's what prompted Chris to tell his entourage to beat up the 4 men. And as we know, Ike Breezy don't play around, okay? Now, even though I do feel like Chris Tyson was in the wrong, okay, I don't think that they deserve no damn $50 million. They need to sit the F down with that, okay? You not getting no damn $50 million. Y'all need to settle for $1 million and split that amongst the 4 of y'all. It was reported by TMZ that one of the men actually was running away from Chris Tyson's crew, but Chris Mayweather told his entourage to beat them up, even though they didn't really do anything. He just had an issue with them in the past, but the issue wasn't specific in the lawsuit, okay? My whole thing is, Chris does have a history of violence. Let's not pretend like he don't. I know a lot of women like to cape for Chris Tyson because he light skinned and y'all attracted to him, but he does have anger issues. He beat up Usher last year. That's why he couldn't perform at Usher's tribute at the BET Awards, okay? He had his entourage beat up Usher because Usher was sticking up for Tiana Taylor, okay? Which was messed up. You don't beat up no icon. You gotta respect your elders. So, with that being said, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Chris Tyson Donkey of the Day. But I don't feel like he needs to pay them $50 million. Okay? They need to take that $1 million and call it the day. And I think, maybe the judge should have Chris go back to therapy. Because you shouldn't get triggered this easily. You got to learn to walk away. You about in your late to mid 30s. You got to learn to walk away. You can't start getting violent all the time. You're going to end up in jail. One day, somebody's going to really press charges on Chris Tyson, and y'all going to be like, oh, they're trying to sabotage him. No, you can't put your hands on everybody just because you got an issue with them. You can't, especially when you're rich. You can't do that. You can't orchestrate your crew to do that. Chris Tyson has to learn to control his anger. Okay, and I think therapy would be really good for him instead of jail. I know he grew up in an abusive household, so he gets triggered easily. So I think therapy would be a really good thing. And he just got to pay them $1 million and call it a day. But unfortunately, Ike Breezy, I'm going to have to give you Donkey of the Day for this because you're just too old to be doing this still. I mean, every year you beat up somebody. Frank Ocean, Karrueche had to get a restraining order, Rihanna, Usher. You threw the chair at the Good Morning America interview. Like, you doing too much now. You older now. You got to move wiser. So, Donkey of the Day, but I think therapy would be better for you, instead of jail time. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.